So as we know, there was tension in the Red Bull camp towards the end of 2022, with Max Verstappen not listening to a team order to let teammate Sergio Perez through in Brazil. It led to intense talks in the Red Bull camp, and now Verstappen has opened up more about his stance, while also speaking more about Daniel Ricciardo, as it was confirmed the Australian will join the team as a third driver in 2023. But before we begin, if you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe for more Formula 1 content, and you can follow me on Twitter at James_Formula1, and there'll be a link in the description. So Daniel confirmed towards the end of 2022 that he wouldn't be on the F1 grid next year, and was linked with a reserve role at both Mercedes and Red Bull for 2023. But it was recently confirmed that Daniel will join Red Bull, with the Australian deciding to rejoin the team, where he picked up 7 Grand Prix victories before leaving in 2018. His new role will see him assist the team with testing and sim work, as well as commercial activity. And this move does suit Daniel. You know, it gives him a chance to recharge and have time to himself, which is what he wants, and on top of that he's doing this with a team that he knows well and is very fond of him. Now Ricciardo was teammates with Verstappen at Red Bull between 2016 and 2018. Now in 2016 and 2017 I think it's fair to say the two were evenly matched, although Ricciardo was able to finish ahead in the drivers' standings in both those years. And whilst in 2018 Daniel's season got off to a mega start with 2 incredible wins in China and Monaco, Verstappen went on to beat Ricciardo that year, and at the end of 2018 Daniel decided to leave the team to join Renault, which did leave everyone in shock. Speaking about this, Verstappen was quoted by Dutch magazine Formula 1 as saying, "It would have been better for Daniel if he'd stayed with Red Bull longer at the time. I talked to him about it. It's also about feeling good somewhere." At a certain point that was no longer the case. Now things did get heated between Verstappen and Ricciardo in 2018. I mean, who could forget Baku for example, when the two of them took each other out after fighting each other so hard during the race. And when it was announced that Ricciardo would be leaving the team, Red Bull team boss Christian Horner felt at the time that Ricciardo was running away from a fight with Verstappen, and Verstappen said that Red Bull only wanted the best for Daniel. He added, "I do know that everyone at Red Bull had the best in mind for him. Instead of leaving, he could have talked to the team about it, but it turned out the way it turned out." So that's interesting, but ultimately Ricciardo decided that he wanted a new challenge, and unfortunately it hasn't worked out for him as he's just gone in a full circle back to Red Bull, only to rejoin the team as a reserve. But given how he's performed at McLaren and how he's feeling at the moment, as I say, I think it's the right move. And Max seems happy that Daniel's joining, with him saying that the team don't have to miss out on his character in Formula 1. Now we all know that Verstappen defied a team order in Brazil to let Perez through, saying that he had his reasons in doing so. And it came as a shock to everyone given how many times Perez has given in to a team order to help Verstappen, whilst also pulling out an amazing defensive display against Hamilton in Abu Dhabi last year to allow Verstappen to catch up to the back of him. Now it was suggested that Max refusing the order had something to do with Perez crashing during qualifying in Monaco earlier this year, preventing Max from completing a better lap. Whilst it appears the matter's now been closed with the Red Bull teammates now on the same page after discussing the situation internally, Max claimed that people wouldn't understand the reasons why he ignored orders. He was quoted by Viaplay as per the Daily Express as saying, "I think if I did people would still not understand. People also don't understand what goes on behind the scenes during the season. Somehow people think I'm not a team player while I'm always very open." And following this, Verstappen went on to talk about how he finds a good setup, which also suggests the issue in Brazil could have been simply down to Perez using his setup. Verstappen added, "People don't see it, but during a season everyone's busy with its own setup. Together with GP and the other people, we're generally quite good at finding the right direction. Usually, that's also copied by the other side. I'm very open about what we're going to do and indicate what can be tried. Somehow people don't understand that, but of course you can." Now for me it's going to be interesting to see how Max and Perez work together next year, but I do feel that Ricciardo joining Red Bull could be bad for Perez. I know Perez is locked down until 2024 and Ricciardo's contract is specific to a third driver role. But whilst having a break, Ricciardo is focused on opportunities where he could keep a foot in the paddock, and given Red Bull know what Daniel is capable of, I think it will put more pressure on Perez. I think that if Perez starts underperforming for example, Red Bull have Ricciardo at their disposal to replace him. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. But that's going to be the video from me today. Thank you ever so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and until the next one, take care. Bye.